If you need help removing late payments, watch the entire video. I'm going to show you how to delete late payments the correct way. There's a correct way, there's an incorrect way. Let's get straight to it. So you're going to want to look at 15 USC 1666B, timing of payments. I'm pretty sure you've seen people talk about it online, but a lot of times people look at it in the incorrect way. So watch the entire video. It's going to be helpful. Make sure you do what I say. Make sure you like, comment, share, all that. So let's read the law. It's time to make payments. Maybe you don't even know about the law. Maybe you do know about the law, but let's read it. A creditor may not treat a payment on a credit card account under an open-end consumer credit plan as late for any purpose. Let's stop right here. You see that comma right there. A lot of people that do it the incorrect way, they just stop right there. Let's highlight in blue. They just stop right there, right? A creditor may not treat a payment on a credit card account under an open-end consumer credit plan as late for any purpose. And when I was first being familiar with 1666B, the law, I thought that was dope too. I was like, okay, cool. That's all that I need. But if you want to do it the correct way, you have to read the entire law. You have to read the entire law, and we're going to break down how to actually do it the correct way. One thing about credit that you've got to realize, maybe you don't know, is that credit is one of those things where there's so many ways to get to the end of the destination. I always compare it to a boxing match, because in a boxing match, you don't know if you're going to knock someone out or someone's going to get knocked out in round 7. You don't know if it's going to be in round 5. You don't know if it's going to go all the way the distance in 12 rounds. So credit is one of those things that you just have to have a discipline, consistency, and just put maximum effort that you can put. Just focus on getting that 1% better each and every day. It's like going to the gym too. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain weight, you're trying to gain muscle mass, you've got to do those daily deposits, right? So same thing with removing the late payments. So we don't just stop at purpose, right? Let me just highlight that even different. We don't just stop at purpose, because most people just stop right there, and then that's what it is. And I'm not saying you can't get results that way. You can get results, but it's like you're going to get results not knowing why you did get results. We're going to read the entire law. I need y'all to understand the correct way is to read the entire law. So it says, unless the creditor has adopted reasonable procedures. If you're familiar with the FCRA, you know that they have to maintain reasonable procedures. The creditor has to maintain reasonable procedures as well. Reasonable procedures designed to ensure that each periodic statement, including the information required by Section 1637B. I included part of it here just to show y'all like what creditors are supposed to give you to satisfy the law. Section 1637B of this title is mailed or delivered. We're going to talk about that to the consumer not later than 21 days before the payment due date. What does that mean in English, Michael? Basically, they're supposed to give you this information, and it shouldn't be exceeding 21 days before your due date, right? So it has to be within that 21-day period of when your bill is due. If it's later than that 21 days, then they haven't satisfied the law, so they have to maintain these procedures. So I just, like I said, Section 1637B, I put like just a little bit of what's in there, so I didn't put the whole thing. Statement required with each billing cycle. So the creditor of any account, blah, 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 they're basically saying what has to be included. So going back to 1637B, I just wanted to include it as a reference for y'all, just to show y'all all this stuff has to be included, like 1 through, it goes all the way down to like 11, and I think there might be a 12 as well. So you see the total amount credited to the account, the amount of the finance charge, blah, 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 blah. So you can go look up 1637B on your own time. I want to just get straight to it. So I just put most of what needs to be included when they're delivering this information to you, right? So one thing I want y'all to be aware of, anytime you see a late payment, the first thing that you want to think about is it on a closed account or is it on an open account? Because again, with credit, there's different ways to treat different situations. For the sake of conversation, we're talking about on an open account that you want to keep. You want to just correct the late payment. Maybe you got 1 30-day late or something, right? When it comes to like a closed account and you can go ahead and delete the account, like it's not good history. It's not necessarily good history for you, but it's just that the main thing is that the account is holding you back. You can take a different approach to it, right? So I'm not going to get into get into all the different laws and different approaches you can do in here, but we've gotten late payments deleted many different ways. So you could just study my channel and try out different things. But yeah, keep in mind that we're talking about correcting a late payment and keeping the account open. So pay attention to mailed or delivered. Let's go back to the law. Mailed or delivered. This is key. We want to be careful with these words. When you're reading a law, you have to be very, very careful. Mailed or delivered. Be very, very careful when you're reading these laws. These consumer laws, shit ain't sweet when it comes to these consumer laws. You know what I'm saying? So they're very, very powerful. So you want to make sure that you're reading it in its entirety and paying attention. Or just pay attention to my videos and do what I say, because I'm doing the work for y'all. All right, so let me move that out the way. So it says mailed or delivered to the consumer, like I showed y'all in the law. You have to remember the burden of proof to prove that they followed the law per 1666B is on the creditor. The burden of proof is on the company to confirm that they did in fact send it to you. And our approach when we're doing this, we're always asking them to prove that they did in fact send us the requirement, like, the statement letting us know to basically to satisfy 1666B is my point. So this is why they like when you enroll in paperless billing. So this is where we talk about paperless versus paper billing. So when you enroll in paperless billing, they could basically upload it to your online portal and they could say like, okay, it was delivered to you in that aspect. But the thing is, we make it harder for them. And this is what you should do for yourself, your clients, whoever you're going through with a late payment. We make it harder for them when we enroll in paper billing. When we enroll in paper billing, now they have to mail it out to us, right? And that's kind of where we're going to use our angle to increase the likelihood of getting that deletion or correction, whatever you want to call it. So let's say you enroll in paper billing, which I recommend that you do for the sake of having this work in your favor. Once you enroll, they can claim like, oh, we did send it out to you and everything, right? The burden of proof is on them. Because the burden of proof is on them, I'm going to ask them to provide me with the tracking number based off of the certified mail, right? When we mail out our letters, certified mail, we got to have that green return receipt tracking, right? If you go to a court of law, you're just like, oh, I did my disputes and everything. The opposing counsel, which could be Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they're gonna be if they didn't see that you did certified mail, prove it, right? So we're doing the same thing that they're doing. So we want to make them prove it. Ask them for the tracking number of the certified mail that they basically sent out. So they're not gonna mail it out certified to you. So they'll just be, oh, we mailed it out to you. But if you don't have a tracking ID number for that, then we can't prove that you sent it to me, right? We can't prove that they sent it to you. So this is the angle that we're taking. This has been powerful for us to get items deleted. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to credit. I've told y'all this many times. The only thing that's guaranteed is if you don't take action, you're going to continue being in the same situation. So this is something that you can do to go ahead and get those late payments removed. And it's the correct way versus just stopping at purpose when we're reading the law, right? Because we know, but it says unless blah, 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 right? So we want to put the burden of proof on them to prove that they can actually mark us as late per 15 USC 1666B. Hopefully this is making sense. If it's not making sense, then rewatch the video 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different times. But if you want to improve your credit repair offer, if you're a credit repair business owner, or if you're just a consumer and you want to basically have a community where you can discuss how to delete late payments and many more negative items, if you got value from this, we do have a community, Cat Credit University. It's normally $100 a month, but we're allowing people in for only $39 a month at the time I'm recording this. So you can click the link in the description. Hopefully it's still $39 a month. You can come and get involved with the community. Every month, we're doing accountability calls. The way that I was breaking down the law here, you can come and ask your questions live and get them answered. So with that being said, do what I say based off of this video. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully you can post your results, and hopefully we'll catch you in the community. Y'all have a blessed one.